I'm stuck. I am stuck because I don't have a hook for this video. Today's video was supposed to be inspiring. I was supposed to be able to talk to you and help you figure out some ways to get through your fitness journey a little bit better by giving you some lessons that I learned through my journey. Now, I had the whole scenario laid out. I understood the story I was going to use. I knew points 1, 2, 3. I even had bonus points and I had it all, okay? I was going to start this video off with an introduction. My name is Coach Chris. I've been coaching hundreds of people, but I've also been competing in bodybuilding for several years now. I've learned a lot of things, and I'd like to share some of that information with you, and it'll probably help you out if you apply this to your life. And the fact that I could not figure out what hook to use for this video is probably still frustrating me because, again, I have a story. The story is actually pretty good. I'm just going to tell you the story anyway. It starts when I decided to get into bodybuilding. This idea came into my head when I was on one of my earlier deployments back in 2012. So the guy who I ended up having to sleep next to in my bunk, we actually ended up pretty good friends and worked out together. And eventually he was like, hey, you should consider competing. And so from then on, it kind of got stuck in my head. Like I said, this deployment happened in 2012. I didn't actually get on stage until April of 2016. So this story of me getting into bodybuilding lines up perfectly with my first point, which is you have to get started. Now, getting started might mean different things to you. Maybe getting started means you cut out the sodas. Maybe it means you sign up for the gym or get a trainer. Whatever getting started means to you at your stage, well, get started. You're not going to go anywhere until you do that. Now, getting started is why I continued working on this script, even though I don't have a hook for it. I also understood that the video serves a purpose. Maybe by telling the story that I've been through, you'll be able to see that, well, the steps are pretty easy. And as long as you just take the first step, well, the next one seems to show up. So once I got started with my bodybuilding coach, he gave me my workout plans, my meal plans, and even started with posing practice. Now, for those of you who have been to some type of posing practice, you'll know that it is super awkward. First of all, you're getting into your posing trunks or suit, and you're standing there and you're just kind of flexing in a mirror with your coach and maybe some other teammates looking around going like, oh yeah, that looks great. Super awkward situation, but you tend to get used to it after you keep working on it. Posing is such a big part of bodybuilding as well, so I knew that this wasn't a section that I could skimp on. I could not cut this part of my prep short simply because it was feeling awkward. I had to continue practicing. Posing needs to become second nature so that when you're on the stage and the lights are in your eyes, you just naturally get into the pose without really thinking about it. And again, you'll see that this story lines up with my second point, and that's to continue practicing. Continue working on whatever you're having a struggle with. Struggle doesn't mean that it's hard and you should stop doing it. Struggle sometimes means you just need to learn something in order to get better at it, or maybe have to re-divert your attention. And then you start practicing your craft. You start to erase some of the awkwardness or that lack of confidence and the comfort that you have. I know that there's some of you out there that are worried about going into a gym because you think people are going to judge you, or maybe you're going to mess up on, or maybe you feel like you're going to mess up on a workout and people are going to look and laugh at you. I tell people one of my biggest fears is becoming a gym fail meme. I do not want to see a video of me on Instagram failing a lift. It is not a comfortable feeling, but get started. You'll soon realize the things that you're worried about are not there and they don't exist. So at this part of scripting the video that I still don't have a hook for, I decided, well, I kind of want to throw a little insert about having a plan in there, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to. But if you would like more information on how to do a workout plan or a meal plan, or what a plan needs to look like, well, leave the word plan in the comment section, and that'll tell me, hey, make a video about plans. If not, just hit the like button and we'll continue with the video. Also, I had a bonus tip that I was going to leave at the end of the video because, again, it all lines up perfectly with the story and what the message of the overall video is that I still don't have a hook for. So it doesn't make sense to start a story about me doing a bodybuilding show and going to posing practice without actually talking about how the show went. So I ended up going through the entire prep, got on stage, super nervous, had a great time though. I got second place in my class, felt really proud about that, and kind of got addicted to it. So I ended up talking to my coach and I was back on stage 3 weeks later. Now, the issue with me getting on stage so soon was I didn't take any of the judges' critiques into consideration. I just got back on the stage. I didn't take any time to grow. I didn't take any time to develop or get better at my craft. So needless to say, I showed up with the same exact package and got the same exact critiques. This is a point that some of you guys might be struggling with, and that's you haven't taken the time to grow. Growth doesn't mean necessarily getting bigger, like in my story about getting ready for a bodybuilding show. Your growth could show up in ways like, well, if you've been walking 15 minutes a day, let's bump that up to 20 minutes and see how that feels. Maybe you need to learn how to cook a little bit better. And maybe you need to grow in the kitchen to be able to get some foods that, don't taste so healthy and are actually starting to taste good. Whatever stage that you are in your health and fitness journey, you need to make sure you take out the time to grow. I started this bodybuilding thing originally back in 2012. I had no idea that I was going to end up getting on stage multiple times, winning shows, aiming to get a pro card, coaching other competitors and other clients that want to lose weight and look great. I never would have guessed that this would have led to me starting a YouTube channel, but here I am. The road that I've gone through has been so much fun because I've taken time to enjoy each of those little steps that's happened. A lot of you are getting frustrated at where you're at because you haven't learned to enjoy the process. And so some ways that you can do that is, well, go look at your old pictures. If you've been working at this for any period of time, chances are something has changed. Chances are some clothes feel a little bit looser. Maybe you're a little bit stronger at the gym. Maybe you don't burn the food quite as bad anymore. Whatever your growth is, whatever things you can find to look back and say, you know what, I did this. I've learned from these things. Do that. Embrace your journey. Now, even though I still don't have a good hook for this video, I at least started this process of scripting out the video. And well, if you're looking for ways to start your weight loss journey, you can start by watching this video here.